Kendall.
Hey, Max.
Sporbus. What's going on?
Nothing. I was just thinking of that Bigfoot video.
Roger. Okay, guys. We found... Real fast. I know. We found a video of a Bigfoot in the snow on Christmas, and there's a guy in the video that sounds just like Kendall, and he calls the dog Roger.
No. Is the dog's name Roger?
I think the dog's name is Roger.
Okay.
Yes. We'll go over it at some point in the future, but just saying.
Yeah.
You know. All right. We got a little thing right now. We don't want to do stories all the time. We want to do a little bit of conversation, whatever. And one thing that we thought, well, what are 3 things from childhood, from media, meaning movies and video games and whatever, that scared us when we were little and still kind of creep us out today? Like we never shook it, right?
Right.
And here we are. We compiled a list. We each have 3. We both share one of them. So that's where we're at. Who wants to go first?
I guess I can go first, Max.
Okay.
So my number 3, go ahead and make fun of me. It's kind of dumb, but when I was a kid on the PlayStation 1, there was a Rugrats game, and it was Rugrats: The Search for Reptar. And in that game, it's like a series of mini games that you do, like little adventures, as if the Rugrats kids were doing them. And there's a mission called Let There Be Light, and you have this little flashlight, and it has a battery to it, doesn't have a lot of charge, and you have to make it through the dark house while being chased by these ghosts, and if they catch you, they go boogie boogie boogie. And so it wouldn't be so bad except for the fact that the ghosts were 2D. They were flat, so they could literally be, right there, and then they would, shift planes and look right at you, and all of a sudden you would see, a ghost. And I don't know. It's something about that. I could, I can play the game and it doesn't freak me out now, but something about that when I walk into a large, dark space, I still think to myself, oh man, there's going to be one of those 2D ghosts waiting to go boogie 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 right in my ear.
Ugh.
Yeah. So that stuck with me, man. I don't know why, but that's always been uncomfortable.
I can attribute, this isn't on my list, but I can attribute a fright that I remember vividly to Rugrats.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Rugrats where they were at a sleepover or something, I don't know, and they were at someone else's place, and for whatever reason they had to go down into the basement, down a long stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
And someone out there, I'm sure, knows the episode. But man, when they went down to the basement, it used to creep me out. I couldn't handle it. Couldn't do it.
Well, that's where the dad had his workshop, right? He made weird toys or something, right?
I don't know if it was his house or not. At the end, they sort of revealed no, there's actual monsters down there.
Real monsters.
Okay.
There was a crossover with them, I think.
Maybe that was it. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, that's not on my list, but yes,
Right.
Rugrats had some few creepy moments in there. So
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
So my second one is Goosebumps. I actually went back recently and rewatched a couple episodes of Goosebumps. And first off, didn't realize that everyone was Canadian. Flew past me when I was a kid. Well, I didn't know they were a bunch of Canadian actors.
Mm-hmm.
But I could totally hear it now. It's pretty obvious. Wow, yeah. Some of that stuff still holds up, and I'm like, Jesus, why did I watch this as a kid? Particularly the gnomes, the mask episode, and the episode with the scarecrows. Especially the opening of that scarecrow episode, especially. It's stormy out, and the camera does a slow pan up to a window that's in a door, and it's illuminated from the back, and then you see the silhouette of a man, and he just starts banging on the glass, and it's really loud and terrifying, and he's jiggling the door handle, and then the camera starts to pan to the right, and then you see it illuminated from a flash of lightning in the window for a few seconds, and that is pretty much why I don't like open, like exposed windows and those kind of doors at night. That's why I don't like to look out of that stuff.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, because that just destroyed me as a kid. That put the fear of God in me. I don't like it, man. I'm so scared of like looking through a door window and seeing just somebody there trying to open the door. Oh God, it's too spooky, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, don't like it. Don't like it. And then I guess I'm on my number one now. So
well, hang on to that. Hang on to your number one.
Maybe we should have done more than 3. I don't know.
No, this is fine.
All right.
Okay, so my number 3 is season 5, episode 5 of the X-Files.
Oh God, yes.
And in this one, the episode's kind of okay. Actually, the episode's pretty scary as far as X-Files go. But I saw this, I must have been 10 or 11, maybe younger. I don't know. And it's about these creatures that could like camouflage like the Predator almost, but they would like suck to the tree, and they would turn into the environment around them. And it ended up in this. They were going through the woods, and there's these things digging holes and killing people, and they finally kill one in a pit or whatever, and they think they kill them all. And the episode sort of concludes, and they're in the hotel room at the end of the episode, and they're like, what an adventure that was. That was, were there 2 or were there 3? Oh, I don't know. And then as they leave the hotel room, the camera pans under the bed and their eyes open. And it freaked me out. And thinking of it now freaks me out.
Oh, wow.
It was no good. It was no good.
Yeah.
Because it was in there with them, Kendall.
It's in there.
It was in there. It was called Detour. That was the name of the episode. In there with them. And they had the creepy red eyes. And it just did everything for me as far as creepus when I was a kid.
Right.
And yeah, no bueno on that. Number 2 for me is The Mummy, not the whole movie, the 1999 one. But there's a portion of that movie that used to make me leave the room when it would be on. Because I like the movie. I've always liked it. Right. But when they first awaken the mummy, right? Like when he reads from the book, he's like, you must not read from the book, right?
Right.
The mummy is down in the tomb, wandering around in the dark. And there's a dude down there, he's blind, he can't see because he doesn't have his glasses. And the way the camera is, like, you kind of, it's focused on the guy, but in the corner of the frame, down the hallway, you can kind of see the shape of the mummy kind of wandering around. And man, it used to freak me out. Man, it's given me, again, it's kind of making me like, oh, okay, no good, no bueno. But that used to give me severe, like, I don't want to be here's, I would leave and wait the 7 minutes or whatever that was, and then come back and enjoy the rest of the movie. But that used to not do well for me.
Huh, no way.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it's creepy. It's well done. I mean, now I can watch it, of course. But when you were 10 or 8 or however, I think it was 8 when that movie came out, that was super stressful. No good. I'm wondering if, we're at, here we are. This is what we want to talk about. This is why we're here.
One. Actually,
this is why we're...
I've thought of like several other like honorable mentions.
Do an honorable mention, yeah.
Legitimately, when I was a kid, I loved B movies, but the creature from the Black Lagoon really struck a chord with me, and it still holds up today. A lot of the practical effects in the movie are pretty impressive for the 1950s. Just being able to make the gill man, swim underwater and all that stuff. There's not really any wires that are visible.
Now, what was scarier, Kendall? The gill man or the way they treated him?
Oh my god. You're talking about the second movie where they try to make him wear a suit? It's so stupid. God. But yeah, no, the first act of Creature from the Black Lagoon used to terrify me.
Yeah.
Just because he would just show up on the boat and everybody would just be like so unaware, and then they would just he would snatch somebody up and disappear under the water, and they were just so helpless, and the music, that dun 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 dun, yeah, that used to. But it's only an honorable mention because like it doesn't bother me anymore. So, yeah, I recently rewatched it and I thought, damn, this is like really good. This is why it's got a cult following, I guess, because it's really good.
Yeah. That one's, if any of them are due for a remake, you could probably do that one as long as you kept it creepy.
Yeah,
I could see that. Because they're always trying to redo Mummy, or always trying to redo Dracula. Well, what about the Fishman? Do that.
Yeah, that Tom Cruise Mummy was not good.
No.
No,
that's scary.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is part of Universal's like dark universe. He's part of the monster lexicon. In fact, I think he was the last addition to that group of monsters.
Yeah.
So, and Universal was going to make remakes of all the movies, but they kind of
failed.
Right. The Mummy was supposed to be like the headliner, and it kind of.
Yeah.
And why would you do that? Because everybody loves the Brendan Fraser films. Like, it's already an established IP. Go out there with like a Wolfman, or God, a Frankenstein hasn't been around in a while. Something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why they decided to try and make it all cool. But whatever, man.
Was there an Invisible Man movie recently?
Yeah, there was, but it was Blumhouse.
Oh, okay, never mind then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Says he's one of the monsters, but yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So number one.
Any other honorable mentions? Any?
Oh, yeah.
I can think of one. And Signs when the alien walks across. I mean, Signs in general freaked me out, but yeah. That's of course always freaky.
Fire in the Sky. I can watch it now without getting uncomfortable, but when I was a kid, like that, like haunted me for a while when I first saw it.
That's rough. And now I listen to Travis Walton tell his story, and it's scary in a different way.
Yeah, it's scary because like there's so much of a human element to it. It's like, my God.
Yeah, well, it's scary because I think something really happened to him.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him, but I do believe that something happened to him. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's creepy.
Another honorable mention, just because I was shite at it and I never got far in the game. Dino Crisis, when you encounter the first raptor, I just felt so helpless because I didn't, I was like a fucking like 9-year-old, if that even.
Yeah.
And like I never played I played the demo for Metal Gear Solid. So it was like the closest comparison I had. I'd never played the Resident Evil games, which is kind of what it was going after. Like I didn't know what I was doing, and I somehow made it through the game far enough to the first raptor encounter, and I got to. I remember you're like in this caged corridor, and you run to the next door, and it loads. And and then like your character turns around and the fucking raptor's behind you and it jumps over the gate and you have to run from it again. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I needless to say, I never beat never beat the game when I was a kid, unfortunately. Really solid game. Could use a remaster.
Yeah. I played a lot more of number 2 just because number 1 was too scary.
I mean, it was.
And number 2 was like, okay, I can actually hit him with a knife and kill him. But number 1 was like, no, I can't hang.
Right, because I remember like I had a gun or a tool or something, but it was just like I didn't want to fight it. I was just so scared because it just chases you so quickly, and it's like I want to use every second of my time to just try to get away from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty
sporpus.
Pretty sporpus. Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we are.
The Goonies used to creep me out when I was a kid. The Goonies used to creep me out. I don't know, just something about Steven Spielberg. He just makes those kid movies so creepy.
Well, now we know why.
Well, yeah, now we know.
Tom Hanks.
Like, Hook
Okay.
really isn't a kid's movie, man. Like, Captain Hook literally tries to commit suicide. Like, that's not a kid's movie.
No, sure it is.
Okay, you're right.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's family fun.
She sings in it or whatever. I can barely remember it.
Yeah.
But there's a singing scene. If there's a singing scene, kids can enjoy it. If it's 3 or 4 hours long or whatever, and the girl sings, you can enjoy it when you're a kid.
You know what Spielberg movie for kids doesn't have singing, though? E.T.
Yep.
E.T. is so, my God, terrifying. Like, it's
Number one.
Number one. E.T. the
E.T..
extraterrestrial. His adventure on Earth. I think that's the subtext on the poster.
Is that the whole title? Oh my god.
No, I don't think that's the title. I think that's the
extraterrestrial
subtext.
is.
Yeah. E.T. the extraterrestrial is the title. His adventure on Earth is like the subtext on the posters.
Okay, the little tag.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, what to say about E.T.? I went back maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago and rewatched most of it. And I have thoughts on it. But first, let's just talk about the obvious.
Right.
First 20 minutes are scary.
Oh yeah, the discovery of E.T.
Yeah.
Well, it just not just that, but like I had like zero recollection of how E.T. actually gets lost. There's like dudes like chasing him through the woods, and it's just like this weird noise and bushes and it's like, oh my god, what? Kill it! What is that? You know?
Please kill it.
Please, just kick it, man. Just kick it like a football.
Well, they never actually see him.
No, they don't.
They just sort of, they almost see him, but they never do. But yeah, man, the first like 20, even before the guys get there with the trucks, and it's just the aliens picking plants and stuff, and it's the creepy music, and it's these things waddling around the woods. Yeah. I hate it. I hate all of it. And then the guys get there and it's like, oh, thank God, something I recognize. And then the aliens running through the woods and it's just anxiety. And then you get to the I'm going to cross my thoughts here. I'm trying not to. I want to get out of the way what we all know E.T. to be scary for is because, he sees him in the cornfield and he thinks there's something in the shed and all that stuff is super creepy, right?
Right.
There's no denying it. And then, of course, he turns out to be friendly. But upon rewatching it, Kendall, here were my takeaway thoughts, my renewed thoughts on E.T., right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I had to shut the movie off about 3/4 of the way through. Right before Halloween, I had to shut the movie off.
What? Why?
When they get to Halloween?
Yeah.
Here's why. Because I was getting, I guess, anxious. Because it's like, okay, all these characters talk over each other, which I know is realistic. They all talk over each other. They're all like nervous. They're all trying to make this. Their house is dingy and it's always hazy and it's like it's foggy in the house. It's dark brown. There's 3 kids. They're always screaming over each other. They're trying to keep a secret. The mother like lives alone, no father. She's working. She's like struggling to make ends meet. Everything about it, Kendall, made me feel anxious. Everything. I couldn't hang. Like I had to turn it off because of how uncomfortable it made me feel. It wasn't an escape. It wasn't an escape. I had to quit. I said I can't do it. And obviously after Halloween and all that, he gets sick and the government shows up, which is probably when I would enjoy it again because I thought the government stuff was cool. But when they're trying to keep him a secret from the mom, and even the beginning, man, the son has all of his friends over and they're drinking beer and the mom is there and the little kids are there too. And they're like cursing and swearing in front of the mom and the one kid's trying to grab at the mom. And I was just like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine being in this house. I want to leave.
It's a hell house.
And I did. It was terrible. The movie's not terrible, but the experience of being in this house with this family was terrible. Oh, man. And they have a dog. Everything, Kendall. Everything was just, it was too much for me to handle. I had to I turned the movie off, and I remember I went and I sat in the kitchen and just sort of sat there for a second and had a glass of milk or something to sort of just hear silence. I needed to wash it all away, man. It was scary for all new reasons after all these years.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with me.
Huh.
That was true terror. So I don't know when the last time you watched it was, Kendall, but
Recently I watched the enhanced Blu-ray.
oh god, I couldn't imagine seeing that in HD.
Well, it's. Have you seen the enhanced? Like they went back and like did a couple CG scenes for E.T. like him, and then they went back and they took out the guns and replaced them with walkie-talkies, and I think they added another nighttime bike shot when they go past the moon, and they did some other touch-ups too. Oh, and I think all the ship scenes are now digitally enhanced in some way or another. But don't
quote me. Yeah, of course I've seen that version. I think I went and saw that when they re-released it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oof.
But the version I watched was the one that I have on VHS.
Oh, oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. Like I went all the way, and the VHS is orange. It has the orange. You know, the front of the VHS has the thing that lifts up so it can read the tape.
Yeah.
That piece is orange. That's how old the VHS is.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the one I watched.
Damn.
But I mean, it's E.T. But I just, geez, man.
Yeah, and it sucks because it's an excellent score by John Williams, and I actually like a lot of the music. It's very whimsical when I'm in the mood for that kind of shit. But God, the movie is just, it's so like, I don't really get the discomfort from the family so much. I just never feel comfortable with E.T. being around. It's just like so.
Well, yeah, then that's added on top of it,
right?
Yeah, and the family's already terrible. Like, I would not want to be in that house.
Right.
I wouldn't want to live here. I want to know what does the mother do? How's she paying for everything? What's going on? Like all these things. I just was worried for everyone.
And then to top it off, man, it's the noises E.T. makes.
Oh, he's terrible.
The noises
it's pretty
E.T.
creepy when he
makes.
talks.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy when he talks.
I do not like the way he talks.
Yeah. Like if I heard that in the house, I wouldn't want to hear. And we have a bird.
Yeah.
And one time I think the first time I heard him talk, it was, he can't really say much, but he says baby because that's what Sabrina says to him all the time. Mm-hmm. And he kind of had that. And I was like, oh, Jesus, fucking hell.
To get rid of the bird. He's gone.
Yeah. Throw him in the trash. God. So
speaking of throwing him in the trash, man, when E.T. got all pale and nasty looking, man, just toss him out back in the dumpster.
That's your problem's taking care of itself.
I just hate that scene where like the mom comes in and they're both like on the floor just dying, and he's like, he's sick, and oh God.
So E.T. and Elliot are connected, right?
Yes.
So if E.T. went back into space, do they stay connected?
I don't know.
So if they do stay connected and E.T. gets into a space battle and E.T. gets blown up, does Elliot blow up?
I would think so, based on what the film has introduced to us as the rules of this universe.
Okay.
So, yeah, good going there, Mr. Spielberg.
All right. Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just imagine Elliot sitting there in the shower. I don't know why I imagine him in the shower. Probably because it's cleaner and this movie can't be any dirtier or else I'll freak out and leave. And then he just explodes. And maybe he actually has the lights on in the house. That'd be cool, too. Turn the lights on in the house.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. She's
none
poor.
None of the blinds are open.
None of the blinds are open. It's hazy. Why was it so hazy in the house, Kendall?
Dude, I don't know. I don't really know.
Kevin's dad, his house was kind of like that. It kind of reminded me of that. It was hazy. He never had the blinds up. It was brown, and it was cluttered. Just turn the blinds up, man. Come on. It was almost brighter at night because he turned the lamps on.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. The E.T. house is what scares me now, and the family.
I don't know. E.T. is still pretty up there for me. So are the aliens. We've talked about this many times, from Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah, that's...
They're pretty... I don't like the big, long, ganglion one.
No,
That's
nobody
so
does. Nobody wants that. Get out of my house. It's too sporpous.
Yeah. And the scene, of course, it's very E.T.-like. I guess it's very Close Encounters-like in E.T., but, when the kid wakes up and the aliens are in the house in Close Encounters, but we never see them.
Right. They're just... The toys come alive, and, there's that weird glow coming from the chimney, and, the...
Yeah.
The freakiest thing is when that flap in the door, that, the doggy flap...
Yeah.
It's just going, haywire, like something ran through it at, breakneck speeds.
Yeah.
Because it's how did it fit in there? How big was this thing? What was this thing? Ugh.
Well, the kid saw it, which was what creeped me out the most, when the shot, you see the kid, smiling at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't no good. That ain't what I want. But it still has nothing on the E.T. family.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, man.
Their house was pretty... dingy and dark and desolate. Why did they just live in the middle of literally nowhere?
I don't know, man.
Well,
they were in E.T.?
No, E.T. they were on a cul-de-sac, right?
Yeah, it was yeah.
I'm talking about
Close
Encounters.
Close Encounters. Oh, I don't know. They're just in rural Indiana. I think is where it was supposed to be. Is any number of places like that around.
Right.
But yeah, that's it. I'm done. I can't stand thinking about it anymore.
Really, Max?
Yeah. I gotta go take a shower in bright fluorescent light. and think about a guy scrubbing the floor until it's polished finish, so I can get that out of there. The thing where they have it, if when in extreme decontamination cases, you walk into the big room of light and it goes and it blasts you with UV and your skin peels off on the outer layer. That's what I need.
Huh.
Yeah, just to get ET off of me, to get the house off of me. So anybody out there, you watch ET now and tell me the family situation doesn't make you anxious. That's Halloween, man. That's hell.
Yeah, there you have it. Our top threes. Go out there and watch ET and play some Rugrats and some watch some Sporpus, man. Watch some Goosebumps.
I remember I got a Goosebumps 3D puzzle from Taco Bell when I was a little kid. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, huh?
Oh yeah. I ain't shitting you.
Was it?
It was the house, if I remember right.
Oh, the one where it
Yeah.
Sporpus.
Sporpule. All right, guys. Hi.
Hi.
We'll see you tomorrow on a stream, guys. Whoa.
Oh, yeah, we should probably talk about that. Stream tomorrow and stream Halloween night.
There it is. You've heard it here. We'll put up a separate video with times and such.
Yes, we will.
See you guys.
It'll follow this one. So.
Yep.
Sporpus.